London's LBC 97.3.
Real life.
Real London.
You're listening to Sandi Toksvig. What an absurd name. On LBC 97.3. Foreign, I think.
Today, Sandy's joined by Bunny Lingfield.
And the other answers were henna rinse, bag shot, a duck-billed platypus, not, as many of you thought, a device for opening a Malacca walking stick. Now, these days I seldom have the opportunity...
Oh, poor old devil, it's a shame.
Don't laugh at him, he might turn nasty.
Oh.
Shall I pour a bucket of water over him?
No, leave him alone. He'll go away of his own accord.
Well, it doesn't look as though I'm going to get the opportunity today. Anyway, I wanted to mention one of the forgotten men of British science, Robert Capability Lackwind, the man who gave the world Toad in the Hole.
A little bit of Round the Horn, which anybody who listens regularly to our programme will know is an absolute favourite, and it is returning live. It's returning live to stages with Robert Sebastian and David Rumelle.
Yes.
Giving their Julian and Sandi.
We're giving it, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Who's giving which, as it were? What?
I am Hugh Paddick, so I will be playing Julian.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm Kenneth Williams, so I'll be playing Sandi.
See,
I never have guessed that in a million years.
I know.
No, I don't know how we worked
What
that
gives
one
us
out.
away?
I've met you many times, Robin, and I have to say, hand on my heart, I'm not entirely sure how you speak.
Me, I'm actually a tuneless wonder. Really. But the trouble is, I always used to play things like The Importance of Being Earnest, playing Algernon. And I remember the last time I auditioned for it, they said, you sound like Kenneth Williams when you do it. I thought, what are you talking about?
Dare you?
Oh, very dare you.
Never been so insulted.
Yes. And now, obviously, they were right, weren't they?
Yeah, and it's now become a career for you.
It has, yes.
Pays the mortgage.
Do you know,
It does,
this is a by the by, nothing much of anything. I was watching a very elderly Miss Marple the other day on UK 28 Gold,
Yes.
whatever they're called.
Living style.
And the woman who used to played Gwendolyn in the first Importance of Being Honest with that very strange voice, very crackly voice with Edith Evans.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember her name. It's been really bothering me.
I met...
And my partner said, is there something wrong with that actress with her
Greenwood.
voice? And I said,
Joan Greenwood.
Joan Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Greenwood, yes, it's right, yes.
David Rumelle gets an LBC fleece. You don't really want one, darling, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, as it were. I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Oh, I say.
Have we got that bit of Bonnie speaking the other day? Because that's a bit of a round the horn moment we had.
What did I do? Oh no, not with Miss Stuffing.
She's sitting. They're so easily done on the radio. We were talking about what we'd had for Sunday lunch because we like to chatter.
Yes.
And she said, "Oh, we had a lovely chicken and a very good stuffing from my husband."
Very good stuffing. I mentioned perfectly innocently.
I said I was very glad that you'd had a full weekend. No.
Well, I was being interviewed by a lovely lady on the BBC, I think it was Southern Counties Radio, when we were playing in Bromley, and she said, now, when you're on stage, do you find there's a little bit of Kenneth Williams in you?
Oh, I say.
I said, hello! What are you suggesting? And she was very worried about losing her job, to be honest.
Yes, you see, that licence can be tricky.
Yes, very much so.
Now, I saw you in London. Where did I see you?
At the venue, that was.
The venue.
And that was, we did 3 different versions of the show, and there were tours that went out with other people, and they did Round the Horn 1. This is now Round the Horn 2. So if you enjoyed 1, come and see Round the Horn 2. If you didn't enjoy Round the Horn 1, see Round the Horn 2, because it's all different.
See? Yes.
Yes.
And what's wonderful is that you do change the material all the time, don't you?
That's right.
Because Brian Cook constantly adapts it.
He does, constantly adapting and interfering, and...
I've met him, actually.
Yes, lovely chap. Yes.
Maybe he's a friend.
And what's the recognition like amongst the audience? Do they immediately go, ooh, I say?
They love to see the familiar characters. I mean, there's always a big buzz whenever Julian and Sandi approach the microphones, and we tend to always get a round of applause just on the opening line.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandi. We generally always get.
Oh yes, absolutely, yes.
I did a show with Julian Clary at the Albert Hall, and that's how we opened. He said, "I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandi." Huge laugh from the. So it's one of those sentences, isn't it? That the whole kind of nation is
absolutely.
And Round the Horn was, I think, the one of the first programmes that invented the catchphrase, which has now become a part of things like Little Britain. And
well, my personal opinion is that Little Britain is nothing but a catchphrase. It's just one thing after, isn't it? It's one sort of thing after the other. But there is a sort of strange thing about British radio comedy. I'm about to do another episode, or 2 episodes of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, which is just returning to Radio 4.
Oh, great.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's as bizarre as Round the Horn, isn't it? There's these sort of very strange notions about radio comedy in this country that continues, even though, I mean, you'd think we'd have moved on, kind of gone forward from. Don't you think? It's sort of...
Well, it's the importance of words, isn't it, and how you say them, and the whole, the structure of it all, which actually is much more fun than, and sometimes is much harder to put in vision.
Yes.
When you have it on the radio. But I don't understand. What I don't understand is how they got away with it.
I know.
How they got away with what was said, and how clever that is. To think, and also how brilliant that can you imagine in this day and age it would never be allowed, and that's such a shame. How much would we miss?
Well, I don't know, you should listen to Clue, some of the things that are said are quite sort of breathtaking.
Well, there was that
some of the
wonderful-
things you say are breathtaking.
Thank you.
That wonderful comment that Kenneth Horne said when the series was first done. He said, if ever we spot an innuendo, I whip it out.
Yes. Yes. I whip it out and red pencil it.
What they would call it now, because you know how you have to have sort of little subtitles against everything, and you have to be able to sort of give it a treatment, or else you have to be able to sort of put a synopsis in sort of three sentences of what the show is all about. I don't think they'd be able to do that at all.
No, you wouldn't be able to, and you couldn't do it to focus group either.
No.
Now, David, you played everybody, didn't you, at one time? You've done them all.
I was in the West End production with Robin for about 6 months as understudy, covering all the male roles.
So can you do Kenneth Williams as well?
Yes, I've done. I
mean, could you both be Kenneth Williams at the same time?
That would be disgusting.
for about 4 performances, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
I'm guaranteed to go off. You know,
Well, it's best,
a
darling.
drop of the hat, really.
What I think is that the audience needs to have a certain frisson about whether you're going to appear or not. I think that's important.
Very exciting, yes.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Keeps it going, absolutely. So, David, when you first came to the show, were you familiar with it? I mean, did you sort of know about it?
Oh, yes. I mean, like I think every member of the cast, we had grown up with it. The material was very dear to us. And I think you need that with this show. It isn't just a case of being handed a script and just say create your own thing. You need to have loved the material all along to do it, which I did. So I was very delighted to join the West End cast, and even more so to then just concentrate on Hugh Paddick for the last 2 tours.
Which he does lovely. He does.
It does
it
it
nice.
nice.
He's
Does he
lovely.
do it
Beautiful,
nice?
Lovely.
beautiful. Yes, lovely. Yes,
Yeah.
very nice. Yes.
Robin, I was just looking at all your theatre.
God, she asked me something.
Yeah.
Yes, what?
I know.
In a full 2
I was getting
minutes.
bored there.
I know, darling. Trying to be fair and even-handed.
Oh,
It's
don't.
ridiculous, isn't
Yes.
it?
Don't fret, you'll get crow's feet.
Yeah, ooh. Too late for that now. Yes.
Gosh, you've done some well-speaking parts, Dan.
Yes.
Haven't you?
Yes.
Cecil Graham in Lady Windermere's Fan, Victor
yes.
in Private Lives,
Yes.
Algernon and The Importance of Being
Exactly.
Honest. You've done nothing but speak
Tops.
beautifully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, today we've been doing tongue twisters.
Oh, hell.
And we thought we'd give you a go.
Lovely.
See, now you trained at Arts Ed.
Yes.
Where did you train, Danny?
I was at Arts Ed for a
Oh,
while.
were you?
Yeah.
I thought I recognised you.
For a little while.
And David was at Birmingham School of Speech and Drama, which I have to say doesn't sound like it's supposed to go together.
Didn't Simon Le Bon went there, didn't he?
Benny from Crossroads went there as
Lovely.
well.
Okay, rest my
Okay,
case.
And Harold Innocent.
Didn't Benny from Crossroads get sent off at one point to get a spanner and never came back? Isn't that what happened to him?
Yes, for Miss Diane.
Yeah.
With Diana.
Miss Diane.
Here's a complete sidebar and apropos nothing at all. But you know they stopped this terrorist attack in Australia, which is a marvellous thing that they've
Yes.
done that. But apparently one of the people they've arrested is a former actor from Home and Away.
That's right, yes.
And I thought that's what happens. You go mad. You go completely mad if you're in one of those Australian soap operas. You just go insane. And
need to get away.
Yeah. So now we're going to pit the diction of Birmingham School of Speech and Drama
Oh, well.
and David Rumelle against Robin Sebastian, Arts Ed. Okay, now let's see.
what do
You
you want? Do you want any
pick. You
of those?
pick one for David, and I shall pick one here.
Well, it's number 175. I've got so many, 400 tongue twisters. This is good because it's coming up to the time.
Thank you.
So number
You can
175.
have that one, Robin,
Oh, I'd say.
as it were.
This is rather mean. It's like a test on live
No,
radio.
but I'll tell you what happened was I went to the opera on Friday night and it was sung in English and half the people I couldn't understand a blinking word they were saying. And it annoyed me. Bring back Julie Andrews, I say.
Yes, I quite agree. But you know what really annoys me is that people do warm-ups for ages doing little tongue twisters before they go.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're on stage, their mouths go completely sad.
Yeah, really, pull
That's
yourselves
me.
together and speak properly.
Yes. Well, after you.
Well, mine is what to do to die today at 1:45 to 2. A terribly difficult thing to say, but a harder thing to do. The dragon will come at the beat of a drum with the rat-a-tat-tat-2 at 1:45 or 2 today at 1:45 to 2. Now, I have to confess, I didn't know this because it comes from an Edward German operetta called Merry England, which I have done before, so...
You sound like a boy who's done an operetta before. Can you do it with a Brummie accent?
What's to do to die at 1:45 to 2? A terribly difficult thing to say, but the hardest thing to do. The dragon will come at the beat of a drum with a rat-a-tat-tat-tat-2 at 1:45 to 2 today at 1:45 to 2. All right.
I like that version better.
Now then, Mr. Artsed.
Yes. Do you want to do it from where I come from?
Yes.
That's South Kensington. Right. I'm also fearfully dyslexic, so listen out for this.
Okay.
Interesting. Right, here we go. Imagine an imaginary menagerie manager managing oh, hell, no, hell. Yes, here we go. Imagine an imaginary menagerie manager managing imagining manage. I think you've won, haven't you?
I think it's Birmingham. I think it's Birmingham all the way. Because what we were talking about is that, the thing about Round the Horn is that Kenneth Horne was immaculately spoken, wasn't it? And Kenneth Williams.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
But it isn't about accent, and it isn't about getting rid of lovely Welsh tones and Scottish lilts and all that kind of thing. It's just about actually being able to understand what the person is saying. And what I found is that the vowel now is a very big thing. The consonant is nowhere.
Yeah.
No. It's true, though, isn't it? I mean, that's what's so lovely about Round the Horn, that you think, I'm just going to relax now because I can understand a word everybody's saying.
Yes. Well, I find it really funny. I once had a relationship with a girl who lived in Scotland. Her parents were from Fife, and they were bragging to me that I couldn't understand them in their local accents. And I can't imagine people being really proud of the fact that they were
incomprehensible.
Yes.
Hey, what a marvellous thing. Well, I've been sent a Swedish tongue twister from Magnus, who listens every day at work in Amsterdam.
Oh,
Dear Magnus, I do hope it's nothing nuclear that you're supposed to be doing. Concentrating. Now, I have to say that I think it's not entirely written.
Swedish?
It is, 777 på skipet Shanghai. It means 777 C6 seamen on the ship Shanghai.
What? Beg your pardon?
Loses something in translation.
Sounds like a party to me. Now then, I can tell you that Return the Horn is... Oh, gosh, you're touring all over the place, but in particular, for people of this neck of the woods, you are at the Richmond Theatre...
This whole week.
This entire week.
Yes, with two matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Do go along, because it is such good fun.
It's good fun, 7:45. And then the week after next, we're in Brighton for anybody who...
at the Theatre Royal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy to get to.
Very easy indeed.
Very nice Italian, just along the road.
That's right, we're going there actually on Friday night.
You see?
Yes.
It was lovely to see you, David Rumelle, who won the diction competition.
Yes,
thank you.
No, with his Birmingham and Robin Sebastian, who was
who lost.
Well, he was no better than we'd expected. So we're going to go now to the travel with Karen Mercer. We're going to come back with...